has been a real bright spot for State, and a game that features a very unique situation, Brock. A couple of interim head coaches in this one. You saw Doug Novak for Mississippi State, and then Florida with an interim coach of their own.
Yeah,
as we're underway as Katarian Thompson misses the three off the back iron.
These are two coaches that are really getting the most out of their players.
The thing that Florida will have in this game is a decisive advantage on the inside. Kelly Ray Finley taking over for Cam Neubauer before the season began, and then Doug Novak taking over for Nikki McCray-Pinson before the season began.
Yeah, Mississippi State's going to really, what you saw in that last possession, they would like Florida to take the long jump shots. Mississippi State's going to have a lot of trouble on the inside because Florida is very long.
And we talked about Florida. They got off to a slow start in SEC play. Lost their first two games in league play. There you see Anastasia Hayes. Lost against Georgia, then Ole Miss. And their only loss since that time was at home against South Carolina. And there you see Kelly Ray Finley, the interim head coach at Florida. 5th year down in Gainesville. And what a remarkable job that she has done this season. A team that's really bought in over the last couple of months, playing extremely hard.
You know, both coaches really stepped into difficult situations and have had some obstacles that they've had to face, but they have really had the players buy into them.
Here's Anastasia Hayes. They left it short. You see Anastasia Hayes in the lineup. Maya Taylor, longtime player here at Mississippi State. Charlotte Cole drawing the start down in the low post for the Dogs. State has had transfers. They've had injuries. The injury to Danae Carter a couple weeks ago against Texas A&M may be one of the biggest because it really leaves you without a really good presence on the inside because she had really gotten good as a freshman. Here's a drive to the bucket, and Anastasia Hayes off the nice bounce feed, and we're tied at 2 here early.
Yeah, Florida plays really aggressive man-to-man, so those backdoor opportunities might be there tonight.
Here's Broughton leaning in, and that one rattles out. Florida forces you into so many turnovers, and you saw that starting lineup. They're so good defensively. Right at a quarter of the points they've scored this season have come off of turning teams over. The State clears out for Anastasia Hayes, who backs her defender in and got it over Broughton that time. And Anastasia Hayes, who, as you saw in the open, averaging 22 points. She averaged 27 and was the second leading scorer in the NCAA last year at Middle Tennessee. Bulldogs come up with a steal. And here's Anastasia Hayes. She's outscored Florida 6-2 here early.
Yeah, we talk about Florida getting after it defensively. Mississippi State gets after it defensively too. Very active hands by both teams.
Nice drive to the bucket, and there's Kiki Smith. We talked about her in the open. Reigning SEC Player of the Week. And Maya Taylor for 3, and she gets it from the top of your screen. And that's one thing that State has done. They have shot the 3 ball extremely well over the last 3 games. And the loose ball corralled by Merritt on the inside, who lays it in with the left hand.
Yeah, when you lack the size that Mississippi State has and you lack the depth, you have to shoot the ball well, try to keep defenses stretched.
Well, you talk about State and the three-point shooting. Over the last 3 games, this Bulldog team has hit 56% behind the three-point line. After shooting 26% the entire season, they shoot 56% over the last 3 games. That's been a big key.
Yeah, really started driving the ball to the basket, and when you drive the ball, you collapse the defense in and kick it out, and that gives the shooters some opportunities.
Here's Maya Taylor. To Jacayla Jordan. And her three's off the front of the iron. And now double dribble caught against Jordan, and Florida turns State over in the open floor. We talked about Florida winning 7 of their last 8. When you look at State, Bulldogs have won 3 in a row. Wins against Missouri, A&M, and then last Thursday night on the road down at Auburn. Did not play on the weekend. Leaning in, shot missed. Weiss got it, couldn't get it to fall. And now I think they're going to take a look at the shot clock. I think it was reset at 30 instead of 20, and now they put it down at 17. There is Doug Novak. Rimdahl is checked in. Freshman from Denmark. Stolen away by State. Katarian Thompson steps through. A little Euro step.
Now, I thought she had the dish off, but she decided to take the old Euro step and finish it herself. Nice finish by Katarian Thompson.
Barrett fires it up. A lot of contact. The foul going to go the other way.
Good active hands of getting the steal, Bart. And she decides to step to the hoop and the finish.
And that foul for Florida on Talia Weiss. And Weiss picks up her first foul.
Yeah, good job by blocking out by Mississippi State.
Here's Katarian Thompson. And the offensive rebound by Jordan. And the ball will stay with State. And that will send us to immediate timeout. So midway point of the first quarter, State's come out forcing some turnovers, and the Dogs lead by 5 over Florida.
You look to try to get in, so Florida trying to basically solidify a spot. Mississippi State trying to get into a spot in the tournament now that's filled. It's expanded to 68 teams now, which is a big help.
And the Dogs will play it in, leading by 5. And a double dribble call by Brian Innerline. Maya Taylor didn't think so. She was putting that offhand up close to the basketball.
Second double dribble we've seen here in the first quarter.
And now a moving screen set by Weiss.
That's going to be her second foul as well.
Let's take a look back at that double dribble on Maya Taylor. Did she come up with that left hand? Didn't get to it. Almost got to it.
Yeah, almost got to it. Never did.
Now, Florida fans will sit there and say, hey, you could call a carry. You could call something other than the double dribble.
Well, it kind of worked itself out when you have the illegal screen on the other side, too. So.
Jordan, she'll settle for the 15-footer and leave it off the left iron.
Florida has not scored in 2 minutes. See if they can get some downhill action going to the basket.
Yeah, a little leaner, won't go. Offensive rebound by Warren. Rimdahl going to take the 3 and knock it down. Freshman from Denmark. Bearing the shot from the outside, and Florida back within 2.
Cannot leave Rimdahl wide open. She is a 35% shooter from beyond the arc.
Leaning shot by Maya Taylor won't go. And Tonders with a rebound.
Well, Warren got away with the travel there. Coach Doug Novak's wanted it.
And Smith long with a jumper.
For Mississippi State, you'll take those shots. Want to try to push Florida out, shooting from long range.
Dan Jordan driving in. Jerkayla Jordan with the bucket. That's her first points of the night, the transfer from Tulane. Wide open underneath. They got it down. De Oliveira got lost into the low post.
Yeah, Jordan just gets past her. Player at the top drives down the right side of the lane, and a nice finish by Jerkayla Jordan.
And De Oliveira knocks down the first free throw. .89% free throw shooter on the season, and she knocks both of them down. Back to a 2-point game. State leading 13-11 here at the 2:50 mark in the first quarter.
Yeah, we saw De Oliveira hit those 2 free throws, Bart. Interesting story with her. She missed all of last season. She was in Brazil and couldn't get out due to COVID restrictions.
And a driving layup by Broughton. Zippy Broughton lays it up with the left hand.
Turnover's going to be key. Florida really gets out and runs, so if you turn the ball over, you're going to give them a run-out opportunity.
Nowhere to go. Katarian Thompson leans in, gets it up to the rim, and will go to the free throw line and shoot 2. Florida defending well that possession. De Oliveira will pick up the foul, and that's her first.
Yeah, you see the size advantage of Florida when Anastasia Hayes drove to the basket that time, had nowhere to go, did a nice job of getting out and finding Thompson, who drove to the bucket and got the foul. Just can't hit the first free throw.
Katarian Thompson has hit 92% off the free throw line this year. She makes 1 out of 2. State back on top by 1. Early start, 5:30 local time here at the Hump. Now Broughton leads in, and Florida takes the lead at 15-14. And the first Florida lead since it was 2-0. There's Anastasia Hayes. Cut off, ball knocked free. Florida with some quick hands defensively. Well, they overplay you. And Anastasia Hayes trying to heave it up, try to draw a foul, but here comes Florida running with Broughton. She'll drive and lay it in. And the Gators take a 3-point lead.
That's what Florida does. You tip that ball out, and they're going out and running. And sure enough, the transition game, very good to the Gators there, and gives them a 3-point advantage.
Maya Taylor will take a 3. Kind of second-guessed herself. Wasn't in rhythm at all. And she hit a 3 just a moment ago. Throws up the air ball this time. Florida leads by 3 with the ball with 44 seconds to go.
Doug Novak going small now, a 5-guard lineup.
De Oliveira gets open underneath. State trying to front her. A nice entry feed, and Florida leads by 5. 6-0 run for Florida. Gators have hit their last 4 shots. State's 1 of their last 7. And Katarian Thompson breaks a 3-minute slide from a field goal standpoint. And it's 19-17. De Oliveira driving at the end of the quarter. Out to Smith. She'll take the 3 and knock it down. No, one official says yes. Gina Cross says no, and I guarantee you we're going to look at that one. And that will end the first quarter. So we'll take a look and see if that 3 ball was made.
Zippy Broughton has put the Gators on her back here toward the end of the first quarter. But look at Anastasia Hayes coming in with the finish, and we've got a 2-point Florida lead. Basket and Mississippi State trying to hold Florida here down 2 to start the second.
Gators with the basketball to start the second quarter. Kiki Smith. Lob it down to the low block. We're talking about the big size advantage for Florida. And the offensive rebound is going to be big tonight as Christina Moore got that one and laid it in. And Florida leads by 4 points as they get a bucket on their first offensive trip in the second quarter. State only has 7 available players in this game tonight. And now if a handoff goes awry and fumbled into the backcourt, and a backcourt violation against Mississippi State.
Yeah, I think the ball was tipped, but it went off of Anastasia Hayes' leg.
Aislinn Hayes will check out of the game.
4 turnovers from Mississippi State so far.
Rimdahl had it taken away by Jerkayla Jordan. Running 1-on-2. Up and got the kind iron and will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, Jerkayla Jordan just came in and give a lot of credit to Charlotte Cole on the other end for the help. Watch the help defense there. Bart does a nice job sliding in. Jordan just takes it away from Rimdahl, and against Kiki Smith just kind of throws it up and gets the nice friendly bounce. That's the home bounce right there off the front of the iron.
And now Jordan will shoot the free throw to try to get it to a 1-point game. And she gets it. So a minute deep here in the second quarter. Florida leading by 1. Gators outscored State 19-17 in the first quarter. Well, looking inside and threw it too tall for Faith Dukes.
Cole really helping off there on the screen, hedging that ball screen. Tried to slip the screener and Duke just could not handle it.
Both teams have been man throughout. And now Maya Taylor was thinking cut to the bucket. Charlotte Cole was thinking spot up 3. And State turns it over for the 5th time. Both teams with 5 turnovers here early. Smith cut off, gets it out to Broughton. And another offensive rebound for Florida. Rimdahl, actually that's Moore with a wide open look out of the corner, and she knocks it down. Christina Moore, the senior from Sydney, Australia.
Yeah, Moore just a 26% three-point shooter, averaging just under 3 points a game, but hit that wide open 3.
Shot clock under 10. Jerkayla Jordan a step inside the 3-point line. Rattled out, Charlotte Cole gets it, and will go to the free throw line and shoot 2. Only the 3rd offensive rebound so far for State. Florida out rebounding the Bulldogs by 3 at 12-9 right now. And Charlotte Cole will go to the free throw line, just a 40% free throw shooter on the season. And she gets the first. Cole only 4 for 11 before hitting 1 out of 2. Now Florida quickly up the floor, and Ricards wide open. Nina Ricards lays it in, and Florida takes the 5-point lead. Too strong from Thompson. Here comes Smith running. 1-on-2 with the left hand, too strong. And a foul on the rebound. As Katarian Thompson and Ricards got tangled up on the offside.
And they're going to get Ashley Jones for that foul.
So Ashley Jones picks up the foul. Ashley Jones in the game now, the junior from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, transfer from Temple. And Smith at the free throw line makes the first. Kiki Smith, 68% free throw shooter, and she gets there a lot. 126 attempts on the season before that one.
Almost 3 times more than the next player.
Yeah, Merritt's been there 49 times. And Ashley Jones lost her dribble, but able to go back and get it. 3 minutes deep here in the second quarter. Florida leading with their largest lead at 7.
Bulldogs really having trouble getting any kind of movement here on the offense.
And Jordan misses the 3, but Ashley Jones gets it back, and her little jumper is too strong, and Florida with a rebound. Smith running in the lane. Floats it up, missed the shot. Here comes Ashley Jones wanting to run. To Anastasia Hayes, 1-on-1 with Moore. Wide open look, Thompson. And that one cleaned out the rim and came out. And a foul on the rebound against State. They charge a foul to Charlotte Cole on the rebound. And now a timeout taken by Mississippi State as Florida will have the basketball when we come back with 6:23 to go in the second quarter. And the Gators on the road leading by 7.
Well, I think the key for probably the discussion in the huddle is the fact is you got to rebound and you've got to prevent the second chance points. It's a 7-point game. Florida is outscoring State in second chance points 8-1.
Another offensive rebound for Florida. Got it into Moore, knocked off of her leg, and State with quick hands. Able to force the turnover.
Right idea by Florida. They had a very big advantage there with Moore cutting in the paint on Jacayla Jordan. When you lack the size, you've got to get active with the hands, and that's what Jordan did to knock it off of Moore and give Mississippi State the basketball back.
Aislinn Hayes driving in. Too strong with the left hand. Smith up the floor, driving with her right hand, lays it in, and Florida leads by 9.
Yeah, Mississippi State is really getting beat in transition right now. Gators get it, and they are pushing it out with the pass way down the court to the lead pass, and nobody's getting back in time.
Florida overplaying everything on the perimeter right now. Anastasia Hayes with a drive, and we'll go to the free throw line. And Brock, that's what State has to do if they're going to get anything offensively. Everything happening around the perimeter, you see Florida on the run. You're getting any kind of loose ball and out in transition in the hurry. But State's playing pretty much all 5 out right now, trying to find a seam to drive.
Yeah, and Florida is just taking that ball, and they've got somebody kicking out. You know, when you have that advantage, the rebounding advantage with the size advantage, you can afford to do that.
And Anastasia Hayes had 6 early points. And her first trip to the free throw line, she's a 76% free throw shooter.
Yeah, Florida's done a nice job of taking space away from Hayes.
Back out on both.
See if Mississippi State can run her off some screens and get her going downhill toward the basket.
Cut to the bucket, ball knocked free. Hayes again. Got it up to the rim, couldn't get it to fall.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what Kelly Ray Finley does now for Florida, because that's going to be foul number 2 on Kiki Smith. See if she keeps her in the ball game or decides to go to the bench.
At the line, Anastasia Hayes, the shooter.
And so Hayes right back where she was just a moment ago. She hit 2. And that's point number 9. So back to a 5-point game after Florida led by 9. The Cards one-on-one with Anastasia Hayes. Ball knocked free. Here comes a driving layup by Maya Taylor with the left hand. So State forces the turnover and gets the transition bucket, back to a 3-point game.
Yeah, Kiki Smith knew she couldn't contest because she would have picked up that 3rd foul.
Now moving screen for Florida, and State will play it down by 3 with 4:24 to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, Maya Taylor does a nice job of reading that pass, picks it off, and you see Kiki Smith has to slow up to avoid picking up foul number 3, and an easy layup for Maya Taylor. Bulldogs back within 3.
On a little 6-0 run here over the last minute. And Anastasia Hayes will go back to the free throw line.
Yeah, Anastasia Hayes is just finding space, and she's just driving and drawing these fouls. She's doing a really nice job of creating contact. Kelly Ray Finley, I don't think likes that, but it's the right call.
And Hayes now 5 for 5 at the free throw line. And 5 of her 11 have come off the stripe. He misses that one.
7-0 run for the Bulldogs, and it's been thanks to Anastasia Hayes. As Mississippi State within 2.
Merritt out top. And now Smith. Inside to Merritt, had the size advantage down to the low post, and Charlotte Cole comes up with a rebound. Jordan weaving her way through, off the glass, wouldn't go. Cole got it, and she can't get it to fall. And here comes Florida racing up the floor. And penetrating the baseline, Ricards lays it off the glass, and Florida leads by 4.
And Merritt did a nice job of posting up and preventing Cole from getting over there to help. Nice idea there on the backdoor cut. I think they'll discuss it. It is going to stay Mississippi State basketball. We'll see here on the replay. Oh, Bulldog, unless it hit the foot there, looked like it was off of Anastasia Hayes' foot. Mississippi State may have caught a break there. See if Mississippi State can take advantage here and cut into this 4-point advantage.
Anastasia Hayes looking for the opening. Force a shot, got her on rebound, and now a jump ball is called. Possession arrow belongs to Mississippi State with 9 on the shot clock.
Mississippi State fans don't like the call, but thought it was quick, but Mississippi State, fortunately for them, keeps possession.
Into Charlotte Cole, and her jumper is good. First field goal for Charlotte Cole. Broughton cut off. Now to Smith. Penetrates, got right by Cole, missed the shot. State down by 2.
Mississippi State fortunate there because Maya Taylor tried to jump the lane. Kiki Smith had a wide open lane to the basket, just couldn't finish.
Now Hayes with the jumper. Katarian Thompson gets the rebound. And State will reset. Charlotte Cole will try a three. That one rattles out. And a hand on it from Maya Taylor. The ball will stay with Florida with 2:07 to go. Take a look back at that inbound. Charlotte Cole got wide open. It's almost too easy for State right there. Florida didn't defend that initial pass.
I'll give a lot of credit to the fake pass by Maya Taylor. Everybody thought she was going to the right corner, and Cole just kind of slipped to the other side of the lane.
De Oliveira. Out to Ricards. And right to Charlotte Cole.
Yeah, I thought the screener was going to roll, and she did not roll.
Ninth Florida turnover. Jacayla Jordan leaning in, banks it in, ties it at 32. And here comes Florida quickly up the floor. And a foul called as Ricards coming down the right side. And Anastasia Hayes picks up the foul. That's one thing that Florida will do off the make, is they will try to get it out very quickly. Try to catch you napping with your transition defense. And they got back in a hurry. You see Jacayla Jordan now with 7 points. And Nina Ricards makes 1 out of 2. Florida takes the lead back at 33-32. And Anastasia Hayes found a little seam, lays it up with the left hand, and State takes the lead. And the ball will stay with Florida.
Yeah, another looked like miscommunication on the defensive end. Kiki Smith just had a lane to the basket. When Kiki Smith drives to the basket, she gets there quickly.
Driving shot may have been partially blocked by Anastasia Hayes.
If it wasn't blocked, she definitely altered it. Nice job there of contesting the shot and not fouling.
Under a minute to go here in the first half. State leading by 1. Hayes cut off. Well, the miscommunication, and the State dodges a bullet again. 13 on the shot clock, 38 on the game clock here at the end of the second quarter. Work it in on the inbound, and Jacayla Jordan lays it in. And Mississippi State leads by 3. Florida hasn't had a field goal in right at 3 minutes.
A 4-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock.
Gators can essentially hold it for the final shot of the half.
Set a double screen here, trying to get Smith going to the basket. Nice job by Mississippi State.
Here's Ricards. Now to Smith. Couldn't get the shot off with 3 seconds to go.
I see if Mississippi State can try to get something quick going to the basket.
Florida will pick up full court. Well, Maya Taylor heaved it quickly. Probably could have gotten another 20 feet if she'd like it, but nonetheless, they won at home against Tennessee last Thursday night, 84-59. Coming off a 3-point win on the road at Georgia. And so they have played well on the road this season. And so a 3-point State lead as we get ready and head into the third quarter.
Yeah, they've won some tight ball games too, and you can think that too. Having a veteran presence like Kiki Smith, who couldn't get that bucket to go.
Smith's missed a couple of his drives. Hasn't been able to finish last 2 or 3 times. Edger Kayla Jordan handling out top. Terry Thompson, nowhere to go. At the Anastasia Hayes. Shot clock winding down. Hayes drives in and got it to bounce about 3 times and falls on through. Anastasia Hayes with her 15th point, and the Bulldogs lead by 5. Here's Ricard. Got a wide open look and a fall away from Dude on the inside. And that's the 4th point for Dude in this game, 2nd field goal. Tough pass to Cole. Try to split the double team, had it knocked free. Here comes Broughton up the floor.
On the shot clock. This is Kiki Smith drive to the bucket time here. Good job by Mississippi State at defending it though.
5 on the shot clock. Deep 3 by Broughton. And Merritt came up with a loose ball and a foul on the floor, and it's going to be against Mississippi State Charlotte Cole.
Long shots oftentimes leads to long rebounds. Mississippi State didn't block out. But a good job by Merritt of going in and getting it and drawing the foul. 2nd personal on Cole.
Knocked away by Anastasia Hayes. Able to stay in Browns, 1-on-1, lays it up too strong, and Duke with a rebound for Florida. 1 shot, and that's all for State. Now here comes Smith to transition up the floor. Kick it out. Broughton 3 attempt, and the tie game off the 3 from Broughton off the right wing.
That's what Kiki Smith does so well. Gets to the basket, and if she can't score, she has the pitch out, and Broughton with the wide open 3-point attempt. Broughton, another one of those. Not really a great 3-point shooter, 25% on the season.
And Maya Taylor. Quick first step down the right side of the lane. State back on top by 2. The card's cut off. Now right side, 3 on the way, and another 3. Back-to-back 3s by Zippy Broughton. And Florida takes the lead at 41-40. And the Bulldogs right back down the floor as Maya Taylor back-to-back times able to get to the rim, and now an and 1 chance.
Yeah, Broughton hits 2 threes both times. Maya Taylor has answered. She just pushed the shoulder down, drives to the basket, beats Broughton. And a nice finish there for Maya Taylor out of Olive Branch.
9 points for Maya Taylor. Has not attempted a free throw tonight. Oh, boy. Threw up the 13-footer from 15 feet and has the big smile on her face.
Yeah, that's one of those you have to smile about.
Ricards trying to throw it inside to De Oliveira, and let her just a tad too much, and Florida turns it over.
Nice shot by ball pressure that time to kind of get in the face of her and make that errant pass.
Ten on the shot clock. Anastasia Hayes had it picked off by Kiki Smith. Driving with the left hand, lays it in and gives Florida the lead back. Florida forcing a turnover and getting a transition bucket. That's now 16 fast break points for Florida. State has 9. Maya Taylor travel. Cut off, nice defense by Broughton. She came behind the screen of Charlotte Cole. Finally got a little space, but Broughton was right there in her face.
I think Anastasia Hayes may have thought she got fouled or the ball slipped out of her hand. And Kiki Smith, boy, you give her that opportunity, that's going to be a bucket every day. Gives Florida the 1-point lead.
Rimdahl driving in, settles with a jumper, and left it short. Hayes forced that shot. And Ricard's out and running for Florida. 2-on-1, try to kick it to the corner. And now, what you can do, I can do better. State turns it right back over.
Trying to go for the home run. Just need to settle it down.
De Oliveira into the paint, off the left iron, and the jump ball call. Possession arrow belongs to Mississippi State.
Good defense by the Bulldogs in the paint. Florida looks like they're going to pick up some full court pressure, man-to-man pressure here.
So Aislinn Hayes will check in. Jordan cut off. Now takes it in, the foul call. Well, State is intent on trying to get to the rim off dribble drive, and that will send us to immediate timeout here, midway point of the third quarter. Florida leads by 1 here at Humphrey Coliseum.
Checked Anastasia Hayes out of the game. Nice substitution by Doug Novak. He had the immediate timeout, gave her a breather, and now she's back in.
And Jacayla Jordan missed them both. Four and a half to go here in the third quarter in Starkville. Florida with a 1-point lead on the road, and Smith will go to the free throw line and shoot 2. So Kiki Smith driving down the left side of the lane. And the 68% free throw shooter back to the line. She's 2 for 2 tonight. Couple free throws away from getting into double digits. She has 8 points and 5 assists right now. Averaging 15 a game coming into tonight. And she makes 1 out of 2. 2-point lead for Florida with 4:21 to go. Third quarter. Anastasia Hayes hanging. Here comes Smith up the floor again. Drops it off. De Oliveira running the floor well. Florida in transition again.
Nice job of filling the lanes by the Florida Gators. Fast break points really becoming a factor in this ball game.
Gators on top by 4 now. Aislinn Hayes with the left hand, leaves it short. Florida doing a much better job of cutting off dribble penetration over the last couple of minutes. And the 3 ball out of the corner rattles out. Well, that would have been a big 3 for De Oliveira from the corner. Jacayla Jordan driving in, and she'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Nice awareness by Jacayla Jordan. Saw a little seam there and decided to take it and drew the contact. See if she could put them in, cut into this 4-point lead. Bulldogs going to go small once again. Charlotte Cole will get a breather.
The State hasn't scored in the last 350. And Jacayla Jordan will go to the line. She missed 2 just a moment ago.
And it's been 3 turnovers during that span as well.
And has 3 misses in a row for Jacayla Jordan. %70 free throw shooter, now just 1 of 4 at the line tonight. And that one rattles in. She hits 1 out of 2. Back to a 3-point game.
She's probably hoping you see one go in. I think maybe that'll get your confidence back. Sometimes you start doubting yourself.
De Oliveira down the lane. Nobody picked her up and lays it in.
Merritt blocked her defender out, and that left the lane wide open. That's where the size advantage plays a factor.
Katarian Thompson knocks down the 3 from the outside. Katarian Thompson, that's a big shot to get it back to 2. Now Merritt open underneath.
It's the right idea. You had the mismatch there. Merritt just couldn't finish it.
That was the second 3 of the night by Katarian Thompson. She has 9 points. Maya Taylor cut off. Into the corner, Jacayla Jordan. And the ball will belong to Florida. Well, one of the big things for Mississippi State over the last month has been the emergence of Katarian Thompson. She had 27 points against Missouri back on January the 27th.
Struggled a little bit at Auburn, but see her get it going here.
Ball knocked free from Merritt.
Good help defense that time by Asen Hayes.
Now Anastasia Hayes drives in and ties the game at 48. Florida quickly back down the floor, and Merritt lays it in, count the bucket, and she's fouled. And Florida once again off a Mississippi State make quickly gets down the floor. And take a look at that quick first step from Anastasia Hayes.
That's called just put the shoulder down and go.
Just a little bit of a hesitation, and then boom, gone.
Nice response from the other end by Merritt.
And she makes the free throw, gives Florida a 3-point lead.
Yeah, Florida's only been to the line 9 times, but they've made it count. They've made 7. Bulldogs have seen the free throw stripe a good bit, 16 times, but have only made 9.
And now Merritt takes it away, and a jump ball called, and the Florida Gators have possession. Lob it inside, ball knocked free. And an offensive foul is about to be called, yeah. Well, 3 seconds in the lane.
Yeah, 3 seconds in the lane.
Merritt trying to free herself down to the low post. They may take a look at this. I think they're going to take a look because an elbow came from Merritt, knocking Jordan to the floor.
The previous play is under review.
And Gina Cross will go take a look. So let's take a look.
One foul, that's all. Hold on, fans.
It was actually Aislinn Hayes who hit the deck. Trying to look at that left elbow from Merritt right here. Right there.
Definitely elbow there. Determination is going to be is that incidental contact.
And Frank Steratore came over and said looking at a potential foul on Florida.
Yeah, potential upgrade to foul here. It's potentially upgrading that to
There's one. There's two. You know, if it's up about 2 more inches and pops the chin, then of course it's obvious.
right.
But then we'll see what Gina Cross will say about it. Got a
An
microphone.
intentional foul will be charged to White 12. Anyone from Mississippi State will get 2 shots. Mississippi State will also have the ball at half court.
So yes, a foul called against Merritt, trying to clear out.
Yeah, intentional foul. Got the elbows up too high.
So Merritt will pick up the foul, and so all of a sudden, kind of mark this, Brock, with 1:02 to go in the third quarter. State's going to get a couple free throws, and then the ball.
See who they'll put on the.
So immediate timeout on the floor with 1:02 to go in the third quarter. We'll come back and shoot free throws. Florida leading by 3. Florida has a 3-point lead with 1:02 to go in the third quarter. Before we went to break, an intentional foul called against Jordan Merritt for Florida. And State will be at the free throw line shooting 2 shots and will get the ball at half court. Florida is led by as many as 9 in this game. That was back in the second quarter, 30-21. State is led by as many as 5 twice, 1 in the first quarter, and then again here early in the third. And Anastasia Hayes now with 18 points in the game. And that one was short out of the hand. She makes 1 out of 2, 6 of 8 at the line so far tonight. So a 2-point game. And State will have the basketball at half court.
Still, your Mississippi State here, you've got a chance to tie or take the lead. So you need a quality possession in the last minute of the quarter.
Anastasia Hayes. Maya Taylor. Ten on the shot clock and a travel call. Shuffle the feet before she put it on the floor. State turns it over with 42 seconds to go in the third. Florida has outscored State 18-13 here in the third quarter after the Bulldogs led by 3 at the break. The Cards. And now an offensive foul against Florida, an illegal screen. And it's Merritt again. Jordan Merritt picks up the foul.
Yeah, if she didn't get set. Sometimes you know, Merritt gets blamed for that foul. A lot of times that's on the player with the basketball taking off a little too quickly.
The shot clock is off. State can hold it for the final shot here in the third quarter. Down by 2, 51-49.
Yes, Florida now has to get Merritt out of the game with her third foul.
Katarian Thompson cut off, backs her way in, left it short, and a foul on State, and that will be the 4th team foul on the Bulldogs here in the third quarter. And so no free throws coming with .4 to go. Katarian Thompson missed the shot and overly aggressive, trying to get the offensive rebound.
Yeah, it's one of those hustle plays. You just got to be very careful. Mississippi State fortunate. That's only team foul number 4. Because you would hate with .4 seconds to give Florida an opportunity at the line to build on a 2-point lead.
So a 2-point lead for Florida as we go to the fourth quarter. Bulldogs will have the basketball to start the fourth quarter here in Starkville. You see that comparison of the impact players. State led at the half. Florida now leading by 2 going to the fourth. It's been a tight one throughout tonight, but Anastasia Hayes left it short.
She may have anticipated a contact there that really didn't come.
And now a foul away from the ball. It may have been Aislinn Hayes who picks up the foul. Okay, Brock, you got to ask yourself this question. This has been an up-tempo game. Florida has played with quickness with their guards. Mississippi State has only used 7 players in this game tonight. That's all that's available. So you kind of wonder what kind of legs will State have down the stretch. And a jumper from the baseline, De Oliveira knocks down the jumper. Florida leads by 4.
Well, I think if you're Mississippi State for this kind of game, really the open week came at the right time. You had that time off after another up-tempo game against Auburn.
If you're looking for anything negative, though, you got 4 games in the next 8 days.
No, that's true. That is very conditioning is tested.
And now the foul, and State will go to the free throw line as Aislinn Hayes will go to the strike.
Yeah, you look at the key to this game. Mississippi State's going to have to take advantage at the line, but they've also going to have to stop the transition opportunities for the Gators. Gators outscored Mississippi State 10-2 in the third quarter in transition fast break points.
And the free throw rolls off for Aislinn Hayes. Only a 40% free throw shooter coming in, 8 of 20. Hasn't had many opportunities. Knocks down 1 out of 2 right there. Back to a 3-point game.
You know, and I think the thing for Mississippi State during this stretch where they've been winning these games is the fact that they've been shooting the ball really well. I think the question is, how do they respond when you don't have your best night shooting? And right now, shooting 39% from the field, only 3 of 11 from 3, and 55% at the line.
And De Oliveira now with 10 points in the game. She's at the free throw line. 2 shots coming. So 1 out of 2 for De Oliveira. And the lead back to 4 for Florida. Jacayla Jordan in traffic. Missed the shot, now jump ball on the rebound, and Florida has the possession.
Florida makes it tough, you know, with the length that they have with their guards. Make it really hard for Mississippi State when they try to score at the rim.
Broughton driving in, got a nice screen by Moore, and the driving layup, and Florida has a 6-point lead. And that 3 rattles out for Katarian Thompson.
You might have rushed that shot a little bit. That's something you could get later in the shot clock if you need. And you wonder, Bart, you just have to wonder if fatigue maybe is becoming a little bit of a factor for Mississippi State here in this game.
And a foul on Anastasia Hayes. And that will be her second foul, team's third of the fourth quarter. And now Broughton knocks down the jumper. And Florida leads by 8. Led by 9 at 30-21. And now the Gators have pushed the lead back out to 8.
Yeah, Broughton ties her career high for threes in a game. Had 3 at Texas A&M back in early January.
And now reach-in foul on Maya Taylor. Now the foul's at 4, and now Florida will play this one on the floor, but will have free throws the rest of the way here in the fourth quarter. And it's going to be Kiki Smith at the free throw line. Trying to determine if that foul was on the floor or in the act of shooting. And first caught it on the floor, then thought about sending Smith to the line, and now.
Yeah, I mean, it clearly was she was not in the act of shooting. And now they're going to give her out of bounds on the sideline to the Gators. Yeah, there was no attempt to shoot there.
Smith missed it. Broughton there, couldn't clean it up, but tapped around and off the iron. And Broughton is on the back with Jacayla Jordan on the rebound.
That's gonna be the 4th on Broughton, I believe.
Let's take a look at this follow. Broughton stuck it up, and then the tip goes all around the iron.
Well, that's one of those Broughton tried to hold up. She knew she had 3. She tried to hold up there and just could not.
Bounce feed into Anastasia Hayes. Cut off by Moore down low. Leans in the lane. Got the tough bucket, Anastasia Hayes.
I mean, she just can twist her body and find ways to finish. Got the hips, got the shoulders square, and managed to find the bottom of the net. Mississippi State badly needed that basket.
Moore will take the 3. That one rattles out, and a foul on the floor, and that's going to go against State. And they're going to charge a foul to Katarian Thompson. That's the 5th team foul. Look at Anastasia Hayes trying to get that bump from Ricard. And now Florida will shoot free throws with De Oliveira.
Just had the size advantage inside. Katarian Thompson missed the first, just couldn't get the rebound. A lot of times when you have that size disadvantage, you just got to find a way to keep it alive and let a teammate come get it.
Yeah, De Oliveira knocks down a couple free throws, pushes the lead back to 8. 6:43 to go. Jordan drives in. Jacayla Jordan with her 10th point. Now a hand check on Maya Taylor.
Jacayla Jordan with the pump fake there, drive the basket, nice finish. Nicely avoiding the charge there. The Mississippi State fans did not like the foul at the other end. Now you got 3 players with 3 fouls for Mississippi State. Well, not a lot there.
And now Kiki Smith at the free throw line, and that one rattles in. I think if you ask anybody that's associated with basketball, that if you allow, and this has been a physical basketball game, and they've kind of let both teams go at it. But anytime you kind of let them go at it within 15 feet and you call a hand check, it's frustrating to everyone involved. And now Jacayla Jordan Misses the jumper. And now a foul on the loose ball is going to be called against Kiki Smith. And that will be her third foul. And the third on Florida.
Mississippi State, you see, you get a good quality look here.
Florida leading by 8. Maya Taylor up and under, left it too strong. State's won 8 in a row in this series, but Florida leads by 8 on the road right now in the fourth quarter. And it's going to stay with Florida with 11 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, I think Katerian Thompson just reached out and kind of one of those, I didn't mean to touch it.
See the very end right here. Ball goes loose. Katerian Thompson reached out with a finger. Cut to the bucket. Ricard's got it. Missed it. Now foul offside. And it's going to go against Charlotte Cole, and that will be her fourth foul. And the free throw good for Ricard. And that's point number 6 for her tonight. 2 for 3 at the free throw line. And she gets them both. And now Florida has its largest lead of the night at 10. Jordan out top. And her three is long.
Yeah, Florida's been doing it at the line. They have not scored a basket for their last 4. No field goals the last 2.5 minutes.
Smith driving in, had it blocked, but draws a foul. Will go to the free throw line and shoot 2. And there's going to be Anastasia Hayes on a reach in.
Yeah, you got to know that Kiki Smith is going to drive down that left side. A little late there to try to get in front and take the charge, and had to get the reach in. But Smith at the line.
Kiki Smith now with 12 points. And she makes 1 out of 2. Midway point of the fourth quarter. Florida's outscored State 14-5 here in the fourth. Hayes cut off to Katerian Thompson. Got to do something. Floater too strong. Chases down a rebound. And Jordan is standing on the baseline.
Doug Novak's wanting to push. He's pleading his case.
And so that will send us to our final media timeout. Florida will have the basketball. You see it tipped around. Jerkayla Jordan right there on close to the line. Florida's going to play it coming out of the timeout, leading by.
Think about this team. They've needed some players to step up. You know, I had Lavender Briggs, one of the best players in the conference, who is out for the season. But some other players have stepped up around Kiki Smith. And De Oliveira is one of those who stepped up. Broughton back in the game with 4 fouls, and she turns it over.
Anastasia Hayes. Jacayla Jordan for three. It knocks that one down out of the corner.
That corner is kind of her sweet spot for the three-pointer. That's where you see a lot of her threes come from. Knocks down a timely one for Mississippi State there. Get it back within single digits.
Ricards had it knocked free. Thompson with a quick hands. Out to Jordan again. Bottom. Back-to-back threes for Jacayla Jordan. And all of a sudden, Mississippi State's cut an 11-point Florida lead down to 5.
Well, it all starts on the defensive end. Mississippi State, we talked about getting the active hands in the lane, and it results in a couple of threes. This one from the right corner. Then Jacayla Jordan, another turnover here. Boy, look at Katarian Thompson with the hands. And she's going to look to the left side. This time, Jacayla Jordan says, I'll try it from the left. Bottom. And Mississippi State is down by 5, and Florida has to call a timeout. 6-0 run over the last 30 seconds for the Bulldogs.
Florida has scored some points, but they've all been at the free throw line over the last 4.5 minutes.
Jacayla Jordan now with 18 points. Florida going to run a double screens here to try to free up Kiki Smith.
As she got free, missed the shot, and the foul on the rebound is going to go against Moore.
Nice block out by Aislinn Hayes. Did a good job of boxing out, and as a result draws the foul. And now the next foul will put the Bulldogs to the line for the rest of the ball game. Florida's going to let go some pressure here, Bart.
Yeah, 14 foul on Florida.
Showing pressure, now they're going to drop back.
That was the first foul on Moore.
Smart by Maya Taylor trying to draw on Broughton, who has the 4 fouls.
Jacayla Jordan got free, drives in. That's 8 in a row for Jacayla Jordan. And down to a 3-point game. Crowd coming alive here in Humphrey Coliseum. Moore gets free and blocked by Anastasia Hayes, but the foul is called. And Florida will go to the line and shoot 2.
And that's going to be the 4th foul on Anastasia Hayes as well. Look at Jacayla Jordan, boy, a couple of threes. This time she's going to drive to the basket. Gets around Kiki Smith and nobody there in the help defense.
And now Christina Moore at the free throw line to shoot 2. And she misses the first. Christina Moore, a 62% free throw shooter. And she rattles that one in. Florida leads by 4. Gators have won 7 of their last 8. Their only loss coming to number 1 South Carolina. State has won 3 in a row. Katarian Thompson, nowhere to go. And short from Jacayla Jordan. Florida's going to back it out just a tad, leading by 4 with 2:17 to go. 3 out of the corner, and Broughton knocks down a big one. That's her 19th point, her 3rd three. And Florida leads by 7 with 2 minutes to go.
And she's only made 9 3-pointers in SEC play this season. She's got 3 tonight.
Smith cut off, back to Broughton. Now Warren drives in. All the way to lay it in, and now Florida all of a sudden has pushed the lead back to 9. A big 3 by Broughton. They got the stop, and now a driving bucket, and the lead is now 9 with 1:36 to go.
Yeah, it all starts with allowing the penetration. Allowed the penetration to Smith for the kick out to Broughton. And that time, just allowed another drive by Warren all the way to the basket for her first points of the game, but they were timely to put the Gators up by 9. 6-0 run by Mississippi State, answered by a 6-0 run by Florida. And Doug Novak's going to have to call timeouts. Mississippi State really needs to get something productive here on the offensive end.
Florida will go on the road on Monday and play at Auburn. We talked about Mississippi State. Everything kind of ratchets up for the Bulldogs next week. Talked about this, the first of 4 games in 8 days for Mississippi State. Talked about that Florida schedule. Got Auburn on the road, then a home game against Arkansas, back-to-back on the road against LSU and Vanderbilt, and closing out the regular season at home against Missouri. So some wins that could present themselves for Florida coming down the stretch.
Oh, it's very much some opportunities to really bolster your resume. You've already got a win over Tennessee. You get them again. Well, you get, Auburn. I mean, it's a game you got to win there. You got a couple of a tough road game at LSU. Arkansas is a team that's really playing much better of late. At Vanderbilt is always a tough place, and Missouri at home. And Missouri is one of those teams, if they have the three-point going, they can really get you.
Hayes leans in, gets the shot to go. Anastasia Hayes. 22 points. Florida going to try to run some clock. State trying to come up with a steal. Now 15 on the shot clock. State's going to have to defend it. The remainder of the 30. Here's Broughton. Under a minute to go. Got De Oliveira coming down the lane, missed the shot. And now Florida with the offensive rebound that's massive. And now State will have to foul.
Now you get to the point where you've got to foul.
Well, you got to foul. Smith gets free, drives in, missed the shot. And another offensive rebound, and that's massive, and that should do it. You got some time to play with, but precious seconds racing off the clock, and then back-to-back offensive rebounds. And now Broughton at the line to shoot 2 shots.
Kiki Smith getting looked at by the trainer. I didn't see exactly what happened.
Talk about State down the stretch. Bulldogs play it Sunday at home against Ole Miss. And then on the road in Lexington on Tuesday, back at home against LSU on Thursday, then on the road at Missouri, at Tennessee to round out. And then they've got Arkansas at home with the final regular season game.
Yeah, you talk about a tough stretch. That's a tough stretch for Mississippi State. Those are all teams that are right there in the mix of the NCAA tournament.
Hayes the shot, missed it. And now Florida will rebound, and that should do it. So Florida down by 3 at the half, takes the lead into the third quarter and knocks off Mississippi State 73-64 here in Starkville tonight. So we went back and forth, and the Gators on a run at the end win it 73-64 over Mississippi State in a big-time battle here in Starkville against 2 teams that are in the top half of the SEC.
Yeah, tough battle. Boy, both teams fought to the finish. Mississippi State, unfortunately, could not pull it out. Florida has won 8 of their last 9. But, hey, you have to give credit to Doug Novak's crew. They got to just keep their head up and keep battling as they fought hard. And Kelly Ray Finley, boy, has her team playing spectacular basketball, and they are just getting it done. Another quality win for them as they try to get into the NCAA tournament.
So for Brock Turnipseed, I'm Bart Gregory. Say so long from Starkville. 73-64. Florida wins it. To watch this entire game on replay as well as other games on our family of ESPN networks, Log on to watchespn.com or download the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN, worldwide leader in sports.